Alright guys, this is going to be the very first video starting off the hype season for the Nintendo Switch 2, as Nintendo has finally officially acknowledged the successor to the Nintendo Switch and has talked about it inside of their recent financial meeting. So we've been hyping up this meeting for the past few weeks because we knew that there was going to be something happening on May 7th, as Nintendo was going to be talking with their investors about how well the Nintendo Switch and recent games have sold, but also talking about their future outlook and moving forward. And considering how there hasn't been anything really announced this year in terms of big games coming out on the Nintendo Switch, and really everything else that has been announced for the Switch has mainly just been kind of remakes, remasters, and old games. Like we had the Mario vs. Donkey Kong remake, which happened back in February. We have the Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door remake, which comes out later this month. And then even next month, we've got Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, which is once again another 3DS game that's just being remastered and remade. So we had no idea really what else to look forward to. And we really thought maybe Nintendo could finally give a little crumb of information that something is being planned for their next generation. And that is exactly what they did. Now real quick before we get started, I just want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Xenomon. Xenomon is a Pokemon inspired game that's based around real-time action fighting inside of an open world. It's going to be a reach deep story RPG planning to release on PC and hopefully Nintendo systems and PlayStation in the future as well. In this game, you have full control over each of the monsters and use skills, combos, dodges, and other various techniques. The adventure is set around the Xenomon's arrival to Earth because of a mysterious celestial event that happened centuries ago. One of the biggest challenges with this game is if your Xenomon gets injured and not healed often enough, you can actually lose it forever, like permadeath inside of an old Fire Emblem game. The project is currently in the Kickstarter phase and is looking to grow and receive more backers, so if you're interested, definitely be sure to check it out from the link below in the description, and thank you so much again to Xenomon for sponsoring the video. And so in the most Nintendo way imaginable, we got a random Twitter drop that happened at 3 AM at night when I was sleeping, so I didn't even catch this when it happened. I woke up for work this morning and I went on Twitter and I saw it then and I lost my mind. And honestly, this was even more than I was expecting. I wasn't even expecting a tweet. I thought maybe the president might just say something and we might not even get anything officially said in writing, but we got this tweet right here. It is funny because it's not from Nintendo's actual accounts, it's from their business account or their corporate account. So you can tell this isn't even really kind of for the consumers or the fans. Obviously we're all still losing our minds and we're excited about this, but this is really kind of just for their investors and shareholders to know that something is going to be happening, but we're probably going to get the exciting stuff from their main account when they're actually ready to show us the system. But even from their corporate account, we've got this tweet right here and it says, "This is Furukawa, President of Nintendo. We will make an announcement about the successor to Nintendo Switch within this fiscal year. It will have been over 9 years since we announced the existence of Nintendo Switch back in March of 2015. We will be holding a Nintendo Direct this June regarding the Nintendo Switch software lineup for the latter half of 2024, but please be aware that there will be no mention of the Nintendo Switch successor during that presentation." Now, being completely honest with you guys, this tweet doesn't really tell us anything that we didn't already expect. I'm sure everybody already expected that Nintendo was working on their next-gen system, and that there probably still is going to be another Direct and more games coming out for the current Switch this year as well, but it is nice to just have it officially from Nintendo themselves in writing, knowing that, yeah, this is officially real and it is going to be happening. So yeah, they said here that they are going to make the announcement for the Nintendo Switch successor within this fiscal year. And so fiscal year for Nintendo ends at the end of March in 2025. So essentially I would guess that from, this Nintendo Direct that's going to happen next month, which I'll talk about in a second, from that point happening, anywhere from then until the end of March of 2025, anywhere in between, Nintendo can announce their next generation system. And I also really like that they announced that there is going to be another Nintendo Direct, which is going to be happening next month. And it's honestly one of the earliest times that we've gotten a Nintendo Direct announced before it actually happens, as pretty much every time Nintendo just tweets about it 1 or 2 days before it happens, and they'll say tune in tomorrow for a brand new Nintendo Direct where we showcase some brand new Switch games. But this time around it's tune in 30 days from now where we showcase some more Nintendo Switch games still coming out in 2024. But I think it was really smart to do this because it basically appeals to both sides of people. If you're somebody like me who's just anxiously waiting to see what their next generation system is going to be like, and they're ready to play on like a brand new piece of hardware that's more powerful and can give you much better looking games, and you're really excited to see like those really big new Nintendo games coming out on that, this is finally your confirmation that you are going to see the reveal and the announcement for their next system very soon. But then we also have stuff for the other people who maybe you're not able to afford the next Nintendo system right away, and at the same time you're not going to be able to get that system immediately. So this way it doesn't even sound like they're just talking about their next system and that Nintendo's only going to be focusing on that now, but this is also their way of saying like, even if you have the current Nintendo Switch, don't worry, we still have another Nintendo Direct which is going to be happening next month, and we're going to talk about some more games still coming out for the current Switch that you have right now. And so I'm not going to talk about predictions for that Nintendo Direct until it actually gets announced next month in June, and that way I'll make like a separate video just talking about predictions for that. But that Direct is going to be interesting because it is really going to be the final Direct for the Nintendo Switch's era. And I mean, moving forward, I'm sure there's still going to be other games announced for the current Nintendo Switch as well, but it's really going to be games also being announced for their next gen system too, because I'm sure there's going to be a presentation for their Switch 2 games, and then there's also going to be games coming out for the Switch as well. So it's kind of going to be like a cross-gen period for a little bit where games are going to be coming out for the current Switch and then also the Switch 2, but this is definitely going to be like the final Nintendo Direct where all the games are just going to be for the current Nintendo Switch. So regardless of how that Direct is, I think going into it, it is going to be nice that we know that regardless of, even if this Direct is extremely boring and they don't show anything exciting, don't worry, the next system is just around the corner and there's going to be a lot of hype stuff that you're going to get really excited for. I'm also interested to see how Nintendo is going to be handling their holiday season this year, as this is going to be the final holiday shopping season for the current Nintendo Switch, as next year in 2025, around Christmas time, I'm sure the Nintendo Switch 2 will already have come out, people are going to be playing it, we're going to be playing whatever crazy new games are already announced for their next-gen system, so it's going to be an amazing time, but this is going to be their final Christmas really with the current Nintendo Switch and final kind of holiday shopping season, so I really feel like it could be time now for Nintendo to finally do a price cut for the current Nintendo Switch, as it's honestly crazy how the Nintendo Switch has been out for like 7 years, and since then we have not seen this console drop in price at all, as they've had kind of like indirect price drops where like on Black Friday they'd have like a bundle where you'd get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and then you would also get a Switch for $300, where if you bought them separately it would be like a $360 thing because of the game, but we haven't actually seen the system itself get any type of price drop. And obviously now, after announcing that there is going to be a brand new system just around the corner, there's definitely going to be some people now who may be on the fence about getting a Switch who are now just going to be like, you know what, forget it, I'm just going to save my money and get ready to buy a Nintendo Switch 2. So if you want to convince those people, maybe having a price drop for the Switch could actually be really enticing, as if you can get like a Switch OLED model now for like $200 or like a Switch Lite for like $120 or $130, that's going to be really kind of enticing for people who don't have a Switch but might want to get into the Switch library and still have all of these amazing games to play. So I really feel like that is something that Nintendo might be looking forward to. And finally, in terms of like how the roadmap is going to go for the launch of the Nintendo Switch 2, right now pretty much all of the insiders and leakers are saying that the Nintendo Switch 2 or the successor is slated to come out in March of 2025. And that's pretty much exactly like what they did with the current Nintendo Switch, which came out in March of 2017. And because of that, they can pretty much follow exactly the same type of roadmap that they had with the current Nintendo Switch, where like around the fall of this year in September or October, we can get the reveal trailer for the system, where it'll be like 1 or 2 minutes long. We'll just get to see what the system looks like, get the name for it, and just some very basic kind of images for what the system is going to be like. And then like early 2025 in like January, we'll have like the big presentation where they'll give us like the in-depth look at the next generation system. We'll get like a good look at the UI, the controllers, that like a really good idea for like what types of games to expect, how it's going to be like using the system, the pricing information, the release date, all of that juicy stuff. We'll get that early in 2025. And then the system comes out in March of 2025. I feel like that makes the most sense if that is what they're slating to do, but I guess if they're not really talking about the launch timing either, because that's also kind of weird how they didn't tell us like exactly when this system is coming out. They just said that they're going to talk about the reveal before the end of March of 2025. So I guess worst case scenario, worst timeline could also be like they don't announce the Switch 2 until March of 2025, and then it comes out like holiday next year, but I feel like they're not going to wait that long. I do think it is going to be coming out early 2025, so we're just going to have to wait and see. But yeah, there you go guys, all the speculation can finally end as Nintendo has officially said themselves that the next generation Nintendo system is finally going to be officially revealed before the end of March of 2025, and we've got some very exciting times ahead of us. I can't wait to get into a brand new generation of Nintendo with so many big new games and crazy experiences to look forward to. It's a very exciting time to be a Nintendo fan coming up, and it's just going to be really fun, so I can't wait to experience all of that with you guys. And so yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely be sure to click that like button and also subscribe to the channel, as well as I'm definitely gonna have some more videos talking about the Nintendo Switch too, so definitely be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Comment down below and let me know what you guys think about all of this. Are you guys very excited now for the Nintendo Switch 2? Are you gonna start saving up for it? What are you guys looking forward to? Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know. But if you don't have anything to say about this, just comment your favorite emoji down below for some engagement. I would really appreciate it. Go follow me on Twitter at @Aero so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.